Everybody, good morning. It is day number 23, second to last day of all our Advents and this video series. I am so grateful to have made them this year. I can't believe that I pushed myself to be able to go through and do them all, even though there was some bumps and kinks in the way, like double features and this triple feature I just posted yesterday. But we will see how the next year takes me. If I should do it again next year or if I'm going to leave it be. We're on day number 23, which is right down there. I question after all of this how I'm going to store my Christmas tree with all these characters, because the box is absolutely ruined from ripping these all open. Today we have a green teddy bear that's going to go on the tree. I'm taking a guess there are some jingle bells left in day number 24 to be able to maybe fill out the rest of the tree. I don't think the tree is going to have every single branch and every single hole filled, because it seems like there's a lot of spots that are empty. Now we're going to get into Grace's Advent for me today. This is a really weird shape and it's kind of heavy, so I don't know. Today we have a purple cow. Day 23. There's also many of these, and they are a go-to snack for anyone. So it is definitely a snacking thing. To be that heavy though, I don't know. I was told that some of this wrapping, the way that I've been experiencing, not being able to get some of these open, was because Brandon wrapped them, Grace's fiance, and so that's why they were hard. They're tapes. Of course, how could she not forget? My favorite thing in the world is applesauce. I'm excited to have these. There's no sugar added ones, so we will see how good they taste. And now we are on to the book, day 23. I don't know why it's taped like that. She was in a hurry. I was watching her put these on. For The Bride by Allie Hazelwood, I am going to actually put that one back in the Fairly Library it came from. I just didn't really feel like reading it, and it's such a big book to have here, and I'm just not really into vampires and werewolves as I used to be. The other one, what was the other one? I'm looking over at my thing because I just put it on there yesterday. Oh, Wild Love. I did read the first chapter. I will be keeping that one. I do like romance, and I was able to start putting together all my books with their label little post-it notes that I make for them yesterday. And both of the books that I got for Christmas from my second parents are both historical fiction, along with the help is historical fiction. So I will try to be, I guess next year, be getting back into reading historical fictions rather than just staying with romance, even though it might be a change for me. Ooh, I remember this book when I got it. So this is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This came with this. These are like, I guess, taped together. They're like someone had created art in Milwaukee, and I picked them up and taped them together for a bookmark. I got this in Heartland in a free little library, and I think it's about a girl who is fanboying over someone who's not real, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think. Maybe it has some romance in it. I'm not sure. But I'm excited to read it because that was one of the more first books that I got. I'm questioning now, looking at all the books that I have that I received for this advent calendar. Which one am I missing that's on day number 24? I guess we'll just have to see tomorrow when I open the last one. I'm gonna have so many books to read in the New Year's. I'm already having the itch because I finished my book on Saturday, and Foster only takes like maybe 2 hours max to read. Then I'm just gonna read through it today while I'm waiting for Griffin to get done with work. So today's segment involves a pile of books that's been sitting in the corner of my room for well over maybe a month or two, and that is next year I am upping the ante for my goal for reading because I realize I enjoy reading a lot, but sometimes I can't read the long books as fast as I want to with the short books. And also with me not being able to necessarily read the students' books at school anymore because they're at elementary level. I have received books from, some of them are from my childhood, some of them are from now elementary kids. They were discarded from the school library, and they said to take them and give them new homes, and they will definitely be getting new homes after I read them or reread them, because some of these I read when I was younger and I'm about to experience them again, and hopefully I can read them as quick as possible to get that point towards my goal. They might be a little bit more difficult for me to read, I'm not gonna lie, just because of the level of them being so easy and my brain wanting to read more of those intricate words. So, to get along with what titles I picked out, so I have, I think, 3 graphic novels that I'm gonna read. Some of them are sticking together because I took the to try to take as much of the library stuff off, so that's why there's like white on the side of some of them, because they're from taking the stuff off. The first one we have is the graphic novel for The Wizard of Oz. This one's by L. Frank Baum. And I'm trying to see as we go along here when they were published. This one was published in 2005. I did read this when I was in school, obviously, because it was full of pictures and words that were easy to read. And it was a great adaptation to The Wizard of Oz. So I might pick this one to be first, depending. The graphic novels are kind of a filler when I'm just have time because they don't take long to read. Next is, I think, part of a series, not from my childhood, but from kids now. It is Best Friends and Real Friends. I don't know what order they go in. They might be Real Friends and then Best Friends. By the looks of it, Real Friends was published in 2017. And yeah, Best Friends was published in 2019. So these came out when I was in high school and then out of high school. So of course I would not have read them. I had a student this year who had a Pacific graphic novel that she like read to her, and then she would read to herself over and over again. I don't know if she still has that book, but I can tell you that with these kind of books, they see better days. Anyways, the next books I think that I have, this one I think I read in either 3rd grade or 4th grade, is Joey Pigza Swallowed the Key by Jack Gantos. It looks like this, if anybody is feeling nostalgic with wanting to see these covers. It's interesting to look at these and think that I used to read this, and this might have been considered hard for me when I was younger, but now they're going to be pretty easy. This was published in 1998, so no wonder they were getting rid of it. Someone dog tagged the page, and I'm not a fan of that. The next one, I have never read this book. I thought it would be funny to read because of Griffin. This is Hitler's Daughter by Jackie French. It is a fiction book, obviously, because, this was published in 1999, so I can understand why most kids wouldn't want to read it, also because it has Hitler's name in it. Some kids might not find that funny. Next one, I don't think I read this one either. This one is How Tia Lola Came to Visit Crossed Out State by Julia Alvarez. It looks like this. I don't remember reading or hearing about this book when I was younger. This lady has wrote a lot of books. 2001, obviously. So maybe it was in my school library and I just never thought about picking it up. It wasn't a pretty cover, I guess. This one, a lot of people know. I never read it, never watched the movie. I was told it was going to be too sad for me. This is Old Yeller by, I want to say, Fred Gibson. This will be an interesting one to read, as I don't know if I'm ready to cry. This is from 1956. No wonder they were getting rid of it. Yeah, it is a old book, and you can tell with how yellow the pages are. Look how small it is. So this will be a really fast one. That one I might have to read when I choose to go in big with my big thick books. Next one, there was multiple copies of this book. There was hardcovers and soft covers, and I got the hard one with the bigger text, just because I wanted to experience large text. I have read this one. I think I watched the movie if there was one. This is Shiloh by Phyllis Reynolds Naylor. And obviously, I just said it was in large print. I'm trying to find the copyright for it. 1989. Wow. That's huge. Lots of dog books. And then this one I didn't read at all either, but I know of the character. This is Paddington Marches On by Michael Bond, illustrated by Peggy Fortnum. It looks like this. This one actually has a dust jacket on it because it just does, I guess. From 1964. So as you can tell with a lot of these books, especially if they're from my childhood, they're from a year that starts with 19. That makes me feel old. And then lastly, I really, really remember this book as we did it as a class. I think there's like 3 more books after this that have to do with this series. I don't know if I read them or not, but this is Sideways Stories from Wayside School, and it has this illustration that I vividly remember. That's why I picked it up, by Louis Sachar. Anything can happen in a school that was all mixed up the day it was built. This one will be interesting too, from 1978. So probably one of the oldest ones that I have on the pile here. So I will be reading those throughout next year to add on top of all my regular adult books, YA books that I read, to give myself a challenge. And then when I'm done with them, I will be throwing them into free little libraries for more kids and adults who want a challenge to read them and still get life out of them, instead of them getting put in a Goodwill or even burned, I guess. Alrighty, I have 2 more books that I am doing a review for today due to, I don't know how I came to this. I think I was going to review 2 on the last day, but I guess I'm not anymore. So for the month of October or July or whenever, y'all know that I tried to attempt and read The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monkid. And let me tell you, this book right here is definitely, I don't want to keep it. I'm definitely putting it back in a free little library now that I'm done with it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it. There was nothing necessarily wrong with the storyline. It just, everything was so boring. And other people may say to me, what the earth are you talking about? But that's just my point of view. That I'm glad that I've experienced it and now I can put it back on the shelf and leave it there forever. And then for the month of October, I read Happy Place by Emily Henry. And this was a good romance. Like, I could not put it down. I was reading past my target points almost every single week. And I think I went to the library one time and I read at least half of the book while I was there. I was just that invested. I gave this one, Emily Henry's was a 4-star. Would have been 5 if there was no language. I gave this a 2 because it was just boring and I couldn't help myself. And those are the 4. I already said it already. For October, I have one more book to review tomorrow, which I haven't actually reviewed in any of my videos yet because I wanted to wait till December to be able to review my book from November. So yeah. I went to go get the holiday haul item of the day, but before that I had to take care of the stuff that I had talked about yesterday that was stressing me out. And well, I tried to clean up the stuff that I was using. I was using a cleaner that was supposed to dry overnight, but it didn't dry. In fact, it got worse because it rained on top of the wet cleaner, which then the temperature dropped and froze the cleaner. And now it's like 40 something degrees outside. So it thawed out and it went back to liquid, but it's not drying because the sun's not hitting the spot where it's supposed to be dry. It's never gonna hit that spot. So I have no idea if that cleaner is ever gonna dry up enough where I can just clean it away, or if it's always gonna be wet and I have to like wipe it off, like find a towel that I'm gonna waste to wipe up the mess. I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. I'm talking about cleaner that you use to clean up stains on a driveway. Yeah, I know that sounds weird. I'm not gonna say exactly why I am doing that, but that's what's causing my stress lately. Anyways, today's holiday haul item, I've never had this before, is Zen water. And I actually, when I was getting this, there was an elderly lady walking around with another lady trying to look for the water, and I was just standing in front of it the whole time. I was like, they were super excited for it, and I was like, what makes it so exciting? Like, this is water. I don't even know if I drink it, if I'm gonna even like it, because like I've never had it before. And I know people say water is just water, but there's like different types with like alkaline and electrolytes added, stuff like that, and I think this is one of them, so I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I ended up getting some lunch with it because I'm kind of late on getting lunch because it's 2 in the afternoon. I'm just gonna watch some videos before I have to go pick Griffin up from work. But today is the end. This is the end of day number 23. I have one more day left, which is Christmas Eve. I hope you guys have been enjoying this video series. If you could give me a like down below. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel because I have been looking at the percentages and a lot of you are just watching for funsies and are actually subscribed. So please do me a favor and let me know down below. And also, if you want to see the whole thing again, just go watch the playlist that's in the description. And also follow me on my socials at Goodreads and Instagram. I'm not on Instagram a whole lot, but I'm going to try my best for this next year. Anyways, I will see you guys again tomorrow for Christmas Eve.